Players.
Players.
Players Own.
Players Own.
Players Own Voice.
Players Own Voice.
It's Players Own Voice, a podcast from CBC Sports. My name is Anastasia Busas, two-time Olympian in long track speed skating, and today I am joined by one of the most patriotic Canadian athletes I know. Which is funny because, well, she was born in the United States of America. Kaitlyn Weaver is a three-time World Championship medalist, winning World Championship bronze in 2018, two-time Canadian champ, and two-time Olympian. The girl has seen immense success in figure skating. Which might create the impression that all has been super smooth sailing for her and her ice dance partner, Andrew Poje. Not always so. These two have followed a very bumpy path to greatness, and that's where we're going to start today. I'm not pumping your tires. You're one of the greatest figure skaters, obviously with your partner, Andrew Poje, one of the greatest figure skating pair teams, dance pair teams to come out of this country. Yeah, you had a few bumps along the way, though, in PyeongChang.
Yeah. Last season was very difficult for us. We felt like we really had to persevere through injury, through doubt, through feeling like we just kept getting knocked down. And then at the Olympics, we were so prepared and so ready to enjoy it, which we did, but it didn't quite go the way we were hoping. And even just when I hear PyeongChang or see the logo, like my heart sinks a little bit.
Here are the two-time world medalists from Canada, Kaitlyn Weaver and Andrew Poje.
You build yourself up for something that's once every 4 years, and it just flies by.
I have no hesitation in putting myself in the group of people who thought Kaitlyn and Andrew's short dance was really underscored yesterday. And this free dance is such a magical vehicle for them. I'm hoping that they can catch up some of those points that they didn't leave on the table, that were not awarded to them yesterday, and have a fantastic skate today.
And so athletically speaking, it wasn't our best, and that was disappointing. But it doesn't, I don't know, there's no regret, there's no sadness there. It's just like, darn.
Getting the news that you were not going to be included in the team event.
Yeah.
Obviously, Canada won a gold.
Mm-hmm. That was a big part of it.
How did you cope with that?
We had to put it right. We had to put it behind us immediately because it would be too easy to let that emotion become overwhelming, and we didn't have time. I remember when I found out that we weren't on the list to compete the free dance. I took a shower. I cried my eyes out, and then I was over it. I had to be. And so that still is inside me, you know, that sadness, but I understand why. If you look at the rules and at the points and the situation, I understand why we weren't. But to watch your best friends go out there and win a gold medal was amazing and heartbreaking at the same time. Yeah.
Well, Canada's figure skating stars are shining brightly here at the Olympic Games in PyeongChang, picking up Canada's first gold medal of these games in the team figure skating event, with top performances by Canada's flag bearers, Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer, as well as Patrick Chan.
Did you kind of deny yourself to feel those emotions? Or did you feel them and then move on, or was it a little bit of a denial?
It was denial. Like, we had to pretend like it almost didn't happen. because it was very emotional to really believe that we were going to be a part of it, which maybe was our mistake too. I don't know. But you have to prepare yourself if you're going to compete in the Olympics, So we had to believe that we were going to do it, because should we be called up, we had to be ready. But we had to just say, okay, you know what? Let's get off social media for a couple days. Let's try. Seeing all of our friends together and talking to the Prime Minister, it was hard to watch, but we had to focus on ourselves because we knew that there was still the entire ice dance event to compete. We could start right away from the beginning again, and so that's where we chose to put our focus.
Did people reach out? Did your teammates reach out?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, right now, even just to think back, it's a blur. I think that some people felt awkward about it. Like they didn't know what to say. So, which I understand too.
Yeah.
And so it was a little bit like, I remember there were a few days where it just was awkward.
It's a little bit of an elephant.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's at the same point, I'm so really happy for those skaters that were able to go out and perform. Like every one of those of our team who got a gold medal earned it 100%. And what if we got out there and didn't perform our best? What if we wiped the ice with our asses? Like what, like what? Then to receive a gold medal that didn't really feel like we contributed or deserved it, that might even be worse. I can't let ego get in the way, or like ego want to have a title next to my name of Olympic champion or Olympic team champion if I feel like we didn't deserve it. So I have to look at kind of both sides and say maybe it wasn't meant to be.
How was your mental health going into Worlds?
Are you referring to the text messages that I was sending you before Worlds? Like, I don't know if I can do this.
I think I was sending you the same text messages and it was just going back to work.
It was up and down. I feel like I'm making the Olympics sound like some tragic experience, and it wasn't. It was amazing, but it was draining. It was emotionally a roller coaster. And so coming back right away, we were good because we were motivated. We thought we have a great opportunity here to come back at Worlds, which I just knew in my soul that we were going to do, because it's very Kaitlyn and Andrew. Take something bad, don't perform our best when it counts, and then we come back and have a great rebound. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's also like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but getting through those couple weeks before Milan were hard. And I was thinking, what am I doing this for if I feel this heartbroken sometimes, like why am I doing this?
Was it fun?
A couple of those training days were not fun. No. But that's sport. But I will tell you without a doubt that arriving to Milan, knowing that we gritted our teeth and we went back to training and we still gave it our all, and then to have the performances that we did there made every moment worth it. Like 1,000,000%.
The Olympics and Worlds is about 3.5 weeks, give or take?
Yeah, like from the end of one to the start of another.
Yeah. Crazy turnaround.
Yeah.
Did you and Andrew become closer and more tight-knit and really buckle down and become a unit? Or was there tensions there? I mean, it's weird. It's not a team sport. It's your pairs.
Right. There was a bit of both. I think that we both were frustrated, but I remember sitting in the car listening to Imagine Dragons, I think, on the radio, like Whatever It Takes, I think, by Imagine Dragons. And we looked at each other and we just said, let's do this. like, let's frickin' do this. Because it's so annoying to feel unfulfilled with our own potential. Like, just not performing at our best for probably no reason, just our mental game getting in the way. We're just like, let's put everything we have left into this. And so that moment, I think, definitely was an example of us coming together and supporting each other.
You say the mental game, insinuating that you kind of went through this defeated vibe before the music even started for a bit?
I think that Andrew and I have struggled with confidence in our career. Sometimes we're amazing, we believe in ourselves, and sometimes we don't. I think we've been pretty vulnerable in terms of like our just believing in ourselves, you know. But we knew going into Milan that we had to. We weren't going to let that get in the way again. And so we did, and it was crazy how that felt. Like, just confidence, how good it feels.
Struggling with confidence, I think, is a universal narrative for all athletes. But does some of that struggle stem from knowing you train with and compete against Tessa and Scott?
I would say in the past it has. Before Worlds it didn't, because I knew that we would be the number one ranked team from Canada. But they're the best team of our time. And we're from the same country, and we've been pretty much eternally in their shadow since the day we started. So it's easy to look at that and say, you know, we're not them, we're not as good as them, or, you know, they're so freaking talented, like they're so good at everything. So it's easy for that to kind of take on a life of its own. But then I think through our 12-year career and counting, we've learned who we are and what we bring and what value we have as skaters, as individuals, as representatives for Canada too. And that's been an incredible lesson. And I don't believe we'd be as good as we are without them, without wanting to be right up there with them. You know, they provided incredible motivation for us.
Stars on Ice, sold out. Unbelievable. It's like,
it was crazy.
Figure skating hasn't been this hot since Tanya Harding. Like, seriously, mid-90s. It was crazy. ACC completely sold out to the rafters. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting me tickets. There's got to be some uncertainty right now. I mean, we're at ground zero for the next quad. Does that inspire you with the opportunities that are looming, or does that give you a little bit of anxiety?
Depends on the day. But right now, for some reason, I'm totally embracing this spontaneity. I love that. I'm not sure how our lives are going to look in 6 months or a year, you know, and I think, wow, look at all the millions of opportunities. And even we know that we want to skate and compete, but just the idea that we have the control to do it our way, it's just a different mentality to embrace this kind of opportunity, I think, to know that we made it through the last Olympics and we made it out the other side and we're stronger because of it. I don't know what, you know, the next quad will bring for us, but it feels like, phew, made it. And now we can start a new chapter, whatever that brings. So for me, it's exciting.
But Andrew is 50% of that equation too.
Right.
So he's like, well, first and foremost, for the masses, are you guys dating?
No, we're not.
We might have to get a polygram on that one. Is it polygram or polygraph?
I think it's going to say.
I think a polygram is a record label.
Oh, I thought it was like a shape.
No, that's a parallelogram. Athletes, we're smart.
Polygon?
You guys look like you're in love on the ice. And that's the chemistry that you have and kind of the sex appeal or that tension. What's that like? I mean, to have to touch someone all day, every day.
Well, thank you, first of all. we care deeply about each other. That's the truth. I'm so lucky to have a partner that I have a very natural chemistry with, because I think that it brings our skating to another level. We want to make people feel something, and for us it's easy because we feel something. It's nice to share that with somebody. I mean, for me, he's just Andrew, he's just like my best friend, and so touching someone, like, it's just like him. I don't know, it's like not a big deal. But not every team has that. So it's nice that we not only match physically, but we connect on a deeper level.
Well, and he's the reason, essentially, why you came up from the States.
Yep.
You're originally from
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. God, no wonder you're best friends with Paige Lawrence. Originally from Houston, Texas.
Yes.
Move up to Ontario.
Yeah, I went to Connecticut in between, so for skating. I've been like a vagabond my whole life. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for my family to say, you want to dream bigger, we'll support you.
Yeah.
And we'll move across the country. We'll give you every opportunity. And that is the reason why I'm here today. But when I found out that there was a chance to skate with Andrew, I think the whole world felt that reverb, like he's the dream partner. And
he's a dream boat too.
Yeah. Well, and he's strong. He's a great skater. Like, he's everything that a young girl would want in a partner.
Yeah.
Any girl, really, old, young, whatever. So I did not skip a beat in missing that chance.
What does it mean to wear the maple leaf to you now?
Oh, it's everything. And it's the God's honest truth that I never felt so much at home than the day I stepped foot in Canada. I don't know, I sometimes it's better now, but sometimes I take offense when people say, oh, you're not a real Canadian, or, even if my old American friends would say I'm a traitor or whatever, but I believe that you aren't necessarily born in the place that you belong. Like, who says that that's where you should be and that's where you always should be? So when I came to Canada and I felt accepted, I didn't feel judged. I felt like these are my people. It was really a no-brainer for me that that's where I wanted to be. And I live the ultimate dream. I get to represent Canada and go to the Olympics. Like, it's the best.
Hard stop.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's
hard
the best.
stop.
Hard stop, yeah.
I'm bringing that saying back.
Okay.
It used to be like a thing now.
I thought it was heart stop, and I was like, that too.
Yeah, hard stop and heart stop.
Yeah.
What has figure skating given you?
Oh, gosh. Everything. It's made me who I am. It's given me an opportunity to test my own limits. It's given me a career. It's given me a reason to share. It's for me, it's like a part of who I am, a big part of who I am, and who I always will be, I feel.
Have you ever fallen out of love with your sport?
At the end of the day, no. Sometimes I think, like, oh man, wonder what I would be doing if I had chosen a different path. But I think that that's normal to think about, like, whatever the choice is, whatever, your job, your lifestyle is. I love this family that we have, and I love what I've been able to accomplish in skating and who skating has brought into my life. So I don't think I will ever fall out of love with skating or the things that it's given me.
Well, Team Canada loves you. Canada loves you. I love you.
Yay.
I've been told not to pump people's tires that much, but you know what? It's pretty darn hard to do. Pretty darn hard. I usually call people a hard 6. You are certainly in the 7s.
Is that one of these hard stop things?
No, hard 6 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
You know, but like, yeah, you're a 7 out of 10.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a real compliment.
I will accept.
Thank you, Kaitlyn Weaver. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you very much. Peace.
Bye.
Ms. Weaver and I recorded that conversation. Where else? Lying around on her hotel bed in Calgary, Alberta. Players Own Voice podcast is a CBC Sports production. Email your comments to us, playersownvoicepodcast@cbc.ca. Social media, #PlayersOwnVoice. I'm Anastasia on Instagram and Twitter. Our producer is David Giddens. Graham McDonald is our sound mixer. Thanks for listening. Before you go, just a reminder, if you are a fan of hockey or storytelling, then add the Hockey Night in Canada podcast to your list of must-listen-to podcasts. Rob Pizzo catches up with many of the colorful characters within the sport as they reminisce about the great moments and players of the game. It goes way beyond just the stats and scores.
Love CBC podcasts? Help us make them better. Take our CBC Podcast listener survey now at cbc.ca/podcasts. The quick survey will help us improve your favorite CBC podcasts. cbc.ca/podcasts.